All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have some seats up here in the front. I'm Matt. I'd like to thank you all for coming out today. Today is the Blueprint Health 9th Demo Day class. The Demo Day for our 9th class. And today we'll be celebrating the companies of the Winter 2016 program, the 10 companies, one of our largest classes ever. My name is Jean-Luc Neptune. Most of you know me as JL. And I'm a partner at Blueprint Health and the director of the Accelerator program. And I am here to get the show started. On behalf of Brad Weinberg, who is co-founder of Blueprint Health and who will be closing us out today, Matt Farkash, our other co-founder, and Siwat Sengsano, who is our trusty winner associate throughout the program, I wanted to thank you all for coming out today. As I've mentioned many times before in many different settings, our community is a huge part of what makes Blueprint Health great, and we couldn't be doing what we're doing here without your support. And I know that it is Wednesday, it is midday, and I know many of you have things that are that you should be attending to, and we really appreciate your contribution of time here and being with us here today. And I just wanted to have the Blueprint team give you a quick round of applause for being here today. And you can clap for yourself as well. All right, so there's this expression that you'll hear sometimes, may you live in interesting times. And I did some, as I was preparing for this, I did some research, and it's actually an ancient Chinese curse. It's actually something that you say to somebody to curse them. But I have always felt that living in interesting times is a blessing, is an opportunity. And it's hard not to think that we are not living in very interesting times. If you just think about our presidential election, 6 months ago, if you would have asked me, would we be where we are today? I'd say, no, you're crazy. There's no way that that's happening. But here we are, and we're living in very interesting times. And I think that those interesting times apply to healthcare as well. If you think about the healthcare system and everything that we know about healthcare, we are every day asking fundamental questions about things that we really haven't talked much about for a long time. What does it mean to be a patient? What are your responsibilities? What does it mean to be a provider? How do you get paid? What does it mean to be a payer? Who are your customers? Who do you have relationships with? What does it mean to be an employer? What is your job as an employer in terms of providing healthcare? Again, very interesting days and very interesting times. And what's even more interesting is that it's still very early, right? The Affordable Care Act is passed in 2010. It's 6 years ago. In my view, I think we're only just beginning to see the shockwaves of this asteroid that's going to be entering, or that is already in our atmosphere, that's going to kill off many, many, many dinosaurs that have thrived for the last 50 years. And if you think about the New York State District program, that was just finalized in 2014. When that comes fully online, that is going to have a fundamental impact on how we provide health care in New York City and New York State, and in basically every other state that has approached or used a DSRIP approach. So again, very, 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 very early days. It is my belief, and I've said this in prior demo days, that the people in this room, this very full crowd, and I'm really happy to see everybody here today, are intimate and integral players in the evolution of this healthcare system and how things work and how we approach healthcare in the United States. And I really do believe that we are making history here today. It may not feel like it, but I think we are making history today. And as we think about how healthcare changes in the future, and we sort of rewind the tape, and we look at the strands of history, we'll see that a lot of the strands move through many people in this room, our startups, and this whole entire health innovation space right now. So it is my hope that today you are going to see some great presentations from teams that are going to give us a view of the future and a view of what's possible in these interesting times. It is my hope today that our founders who've been working so hard, and can we give them a round of applause preemptively for all their hard work? Our founders are going to give us an idea of where we're going, what does the future look like, and what is possible. And I firmly believe and firmly hope that they're going to be part of the continued success of the Blueprint Health program. 4 years ago, Blueprint Health was just an idea that Matt and Brad had. It was nothing. Now, the 77 companies in our program have an aggregate value of $500 million. That's $500 million. 85 or 86% of the companies in the program are still active, alive, and kicking, and it's almost unheard of if you think about startups and any other randomly matched group of startups. And even in the last month, we've had at least 4 or 5 startups with significant venture raises. We've had some M&A activity, so our companies continue to do well, and I think the 10 companies in the Winter 2016 class are going to be part of that. So the agenda today is really simple. We have 10 presentations, and each presenter will be preceded by an introducer who is a member of the Blueprint Health community who has invested in the company that he or she is presenting and has been really, really involved in their development and will continue to be in the future. We've worked really, really hard on being disciplined about keeping the presentation short, so even though we have 10 presentations, I think we'll be done in under an hour. And as much time as we can give back to you, we look forward to doing so. And then afterwards, we're going to open up the floor to networking, and we can stay here until 4 o'clock, in which they'll kick us out. So that's the agenda today. The ask is very simple. Number one, we ask you to be a boisterous, supportive crowd, and I have that feeling already, but we'll get to that in a second. I ask that you listen and watch closely to what's happening up here. Really take in what these companies are doing. And then finally, ask yourself what you can be doing to help these companies to improve, to grow, and to prosper. Okay? So that's it for me. I think before we go forward, though, we need to do a little bit of roll call, okay? So are the folks on the left-hand side ready to go? Wow, that's horrible. Horrible. All right. Very good. Folks on the right side, smaller group. Are you ready? All right. Folks in the middle. Ready? Folks in row double Z, the cheap seats. Ready? All right. And then finally, the Winter 2016 Dog Pound. Are you guys ready to go? All right. Very good. Thank you again for coming. Let's get the show started.
Thanks, Ben.